Good evening, football fans. Brian Sweeney welcoming you to the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium here in Canton, Ohio. Tonight, the 8-0 Nevada Storm look to win the Division II championship as they play the 5-3 Detroit Dark Angels. With me, as always, is two-time women's football gold medalist and Hall of Famer Donna Wilkinson. Donna, this has got to be the greatest stadium you and I have had the opportunity to broadcast from yet.
Absolutely, Brian. What a beautiful venue, beautiful place for the women to come out and experience their national championship dreams come true. A stadium that we've seen lots of memories here for NFL players, for Hall of Famers, and just an honor to be a part of this stadium and all the great announcers and people who have been in this, booth right here in this location. What an honor.
Yeah, you and I were talking a little bit about that during the Division III game. I mean, the likes of Joe Buck, John Madden, and the great Howard Cosell all were able to broadcast from this booth at this stadium. And tonight, it's the women's turn. I can't be more excited to see these two teams. Nevada, back in the last season of play in 2019, they were the victors of the Division III National Championship, and here they are, undefeated, going for a Division II National Championship. And right now we're going to head it on down to the third member of our broadcast crew, Mr. Pat Brown. Pat, what do you have for us down there?
Hey, listen, man, I tell you, I've had the opportunity of coaching with both Coach Adam Barrett and Coach Bryce on each team. I tell you right now, they are highly competitive, and they talked about this 2 years ago when we were all in Las Vegas, and they said, how would it be if we both wound up in the national championship? Hey, sometimes wishes do come true, and they are here participating. Who is going to come out with this Division II championship? It's going to be awesome to watch.
All right, thank you, Pat. So, Donna, the teams are getting ready right now for the national anthem, and we're up here, looking at our numbers, looking at our stats. We've had some great play throughout the season from both of these teams. We've got a quarterback for Detroit, Michaela Hilton, with a 43.8, 400 yards in the air for her this season, and Michelle Etchkin of the Detroit Dark Angels, of the Nevada Storm, with 137 yards in the air. But what's really impressive is Jasmine Plummer's 814 yards on the ground during the regular season for the Nevada Storm this year. Do you have any insight on that, or what we can expect to see tonight out of her?
Well, I really expect this to be a battle of the trenches. It's going to be an offensive line battle. This is going to be a running battle. Both of these teams rely on their rush. Nevada rushed for 406 yards per game and only 27 yards passing, while Detroit rushed for 208 yards per game and 77.8 yards passing. So both of the coaches, when I spoke to them, said the key to their game is stopping the run and forcing the opponent's team to try to pass the ball. So they're going to be keying in on that, and I expect to see a big battle in the trenches today.
Right, so let's pause for the national anthem. All right, so we are ready for the Division II National Championship, brought to you by Aiden Nation. The Women's Football Alliance, they are celebrating, this is their 11th national championship weekend in their history. And this is going to be a good one. We are going to have so much fun with this game this evening.
We've had some great championship games together the last couple years. We've had some fun. This weekend just proves to be a whole nother weekend, and we're going to have a blast up here.
All right, I had the opportunity this season to talk to many teams and many players throughout the league on the Road to Canton series that Next Level Sports and For the Fans HQ put together for us. I talked to both head coaches this season, both Keith Thomas of the Detroit Dark Angels and Chris Garza of the Nevada Storm. They both had great things to say. In discussing with them, neither of them is surprised to see their teams here today.
Oh, absolutely. And as you speak of Chris Garza, he was just named the WFA Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Coach Garza for the hard work you've put in bringing your team from Division III the previous season back in now to the championship in Division II with a chance to move up if they win this game to Division I next year.
Yeah, Nevada is getting ready to kick off. Detroit will receive the ball. Detroit will be moving left to right across your television screen. Heading towards the highway, past the scoreboard if they get that run far enough down the field. We have an exciting evening of championship football for you here. Jax Carell for Nevada, set to kick off the game.
Kicking off for Nevada, number 4, Jax Carell.
Danielle Kurse on the near side to receive.
And it's number 4, Danielle Kurse, ranking for the Dark Angels.
And we are underway. Ball is caught. Ooh, stop right in midfield. Number 87 on the return. That's Michaela Hilton for the Detroit Dark Angels. And Detroit will start the game 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
That's the way to start. Get your quarterback first touch. You can see she's a big girl. She's not going to go down easy. This is going to be a fun game.
Ball wide at the 47-yard line of Detroit.
Leanne Took is the center for Detroit. Gets ready to snap the ball. Some confusion. Oh, no, she picks it up and runs herself down, taken down at the 25-yard line. That's the center, Michaela Hilton, who also plays quarterback with a little bit of trickery there. I don't think Nevada had any idea what was happening on that play.
I didn't either. Well, there you go, right off the bat.
Jessie Felker, number 1 from Nevada. She was kind of catching on to what was going on, but the result of the play is a first down for Detroit. They are 1st and 10 from Nevada's 24-yard line.
Detroit showing they're going to pull out everything right off the bat, hold nothing back.
Ball carried by number 11, Aaron Payton. Gets about 2 yards on the play.
Great job by the defensive line plugging up those holes, giving her nowhere to run.
Second down and 9 for the Dark Angels at 23.
We got 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver up top to the left, running backs on both sides. It's a handoff in the backfield. She breaks through, gets up to the 20-19-18. Finally taken down by number 8. That's Cassie Masia Hicks on the tackle for Nevada Storm, but not for before another gain of about 4 yards.
Good tough run there. Nevada's got 8 people in the box trying to shut that run down. But Detroit's just plugging away.
So we're looking at 3rd down and 4. Some personnel changes for the Detroit Dark Angels.
Ball is on the 18-yard line. Ball 49 to play the first quarter.
Hilton waits for the snap. Hilton's going to keep the ball herself, gets pushed by her lines people enough for the first down.
She got a good push up front, and you're not going to take her down with one tackler. Good play on third down.
Karasmaki on the first down. The WFA National Championship would not be possible without support from Metro Health, the preferred medical provider of the Women's Football Alliance National Championship. Metro Health is redefining healthcare by going beyond medical treatment to improve the foundations of community health and well-being. Thank you for your Metro Health and staff here today at the National Championship. Loss of yardage on there, pushed back by number 54.
Little change in quarterback on this play.
That's Carrie Mackey for Nevada pushing back. Going to bring up second down and 8.
Second down and 9. World Detroit at his ball, yard line.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
One receiver far right. Hilton shotgun formation. Running backs are her right and left. It's a handoff. Breaks one tackle, escapes another. Still on her feet, finally forced down at about the 10-yard line. We do have a flag on the play at the line of scrimmage. Going to be false start on Detroit.
Well, Felkner did a great job on that play, holding the edge and really giving her team a chance to swarm to the ball. Holding will move them back 10 yards.
You know, Donna, going into this game, Detroit with 4.3 penalties per game and Nevada with 4.8 penalties per game. They're very even as far as mistakes made on either side of the ball.
Yes, and you can't necessarily let the 5-3 score fool you, because Detroit played Boston, the Division I team who's coming for the national championship game, twice. They gave up 103 points to Boston, and so outside of that, they're very well matched up with Nevada.
Snap to Hilton, a little bit bobbled. Handoff to number 11. That's Aaron Payton up the left-hand side. Looks like she was gained about 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third down and long.
Allison Adams comes in, makes a nice tackle.
Also in on the tackle number 54, Carrie Mackey. Third down, 8-12.
You know, one thing we failed to mention, Donna, before the game started is this 79-degree weather with a little bit of a breeze is, you know, for us up here, it's perfect. Down on the field for these women, it's probably a little bit warmer than they would like to be seeing today.
A little warmer. This is a perfect football game. You got a little cloud cover. It's not shining bright. No excuses. Snap to Hilton. Hilton looks to pass. Looking for a receiver. She throws it into the end zone, intended for number 34. That's Jessica McKenzie that the pass was intended to. Looks like broken up by number 14, Allison Adams.
Yeah, good coverage there by Adams and the entire Storm defense. They were matched up very well. She had nowhere to go with that ball.
No, and you really have to hand it. If you look at the replay there, Hilton had plenty of time in the pocket, allowed her receivers to escape coverage. Unfortunately, nothing came up for them, and it is a fourth down. So it looks like they are going to line up for a field goal attempt. That's number 1, Sarah Monty from Westland, Michigan, lining up for the attempt for the 3 points here.
Monty's a really good kicker. She's got good range.
Snap is up, and her kick is through, and right away Detroit pulls into an early 3-0 lead over the Nevada Storm with 9:31 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, when you look at the Detroit Dark Angels, they have a much larger team. They have about 35 players dressed versus Nevada's 27. So I'm curious to see how, as the game wears on, a lot of these players for Nevada are going both ways. Some of them leading their team not only in rushing, but also in tackling. So we'll see how this plays out.
You know, and you mentioned Monty as a kicker. You watch that replay of her field goal attempt, and everything about it was flawless. The snap, the holding of the ball, and the kick had good end over end through the uprights, gives Detroit an early lead. Now Detroit, they are not new to championship football. They lost to the St. Louis Slam back in 2019, the last season of play in Golden, Colorado. So for them, coming back here is a great thing. But when I was talking to their head coach earlier this year, their entire offensive unit changed over. Offensive line coach, quarterback coach, receivers coach, those are all new this year. So you really have to hand them credit getting back to the national championships right away.
Absolutely. That's tough to do, to get all the players on the same page, learning a new system, learning a new terminology. But he definitely said one of his biggest assets is their kicking game.
Monty kicks off the ball. It's a short little kick. Fielded by number 4, Danielle Kurse.
And they get the ball.
I don't think Nevada had any idea that an onside kick was coming like that, and it was very well executed.
Because it wasn't perfectly popped up ball. I mean, she just dropped it right over the head of the first line. And you can tell they practiced that. This kicker's got some skills, and they're putting her on display right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Kick beyond 10 yards, first down.
You know, it needs to go 10 yards. It went 13. Perfectly executed, as you stated. So Detroit right away has the ball again, 1st and 10, this time from the Nevada 47-yard line.
They were very focused last night when I was talking to the coaches, our meet and greet. They said, we're here for business. This is a business trip. We fell short before. We're not going to fall short this time. They were very confident, very focused, and you can see their focus coming in, pulling everything out right in the beginning.
Hilton waits for the snap. Hands it off to number 38. That's Clarissa Tullis. Clarissa gets just past the original line of scrimmage, about 1 yard to gain on that. Number of players to Nevada in on the tackle, including number 18, Sarah Colangelo.
Well, Sarah's number 2 in tackles with 15 on the year. Doing a good job making the stop there.
Sarah, of course, fullback from Reno, Nevada. Went to the University of Nevada, Reno, so she's representing her state and her college and her hometown here in Canton, Ohio. So it's 2nd down and 9 for Detroit. Hilton waits for the snap. Shotgun formation. No receivers spread out, kind of a tight bunching. It's a handoff right away to number 11. That's Aaron Payton with the ball. Gets 1 more yard, so they're chipping away, but with 3rd down and 8, they're going to have to come up with something a little more substantial to keep the ball out of Nevada's hands.
Well, Detroit going with this unbalanced formation with extra linemen down on the line of scrimmage, just looking to see if they can get some big people up front on the blocks. Nevada doing a good job to stay in the gaps, shut that down.
8 minutes remaining in the first quarter here in Canton, Ohio, at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Women's Football Alliance Division II National Championship. Brian Sweeney with Donna Wilkinson. Detroit up 3-0. Hilton right under center for the snap. Handoff to number 11, Aaron Payton. Payton up the left side. Once again, not much yardage because Nevada is right there with the tackle. That time it was number 1, Jesse Felker, that stopped the play from continuing.
And Felker, also one of those great two-way players, number 1 in tackles on the year with 23, also leads them in interceptions, and then is the number 2 running back.
So 4th down. Felker waits for a kick at Nevada's 16-yard line. And we have a flag on the play.
Offense.
Delay of game for
down.
Detroit. You know, Nevada's not the team, Donna, that you want to punt the ball to and give them even better field position. So we've already talked about how Detroit has such a few amount of penalties this season, and here we are in the first quarter, and they've already had 50% of what they normally have in an entire game.
It could be nerves, just a little undisciplined there. Had to get their punt team out. Took them a little bit longer. Let's see if it makes a difference on this play.
So Hilton.
Oh, and
no, it's a direct snap to number 4. That's Danielle Kurse. But that fell apart fast.
Great discipline by the Storm, not falling for the fake.
That's number 8, Casey Masha Hicks on the tackle, and Nevada is going to take over 1st and 10 from the Detroit 42-yard line.
I'm kind of surprised after a penalty and backing them up, they would still go for that kind of trick play. But they're showing right off the bat they're not afraid to do anything to try to win this game.
So for the first time this game, we will get to see Detroit's defense out on the field. And can they stop the high-powered offense and Jasmine Plummer for the Nevada Storm? So right away we have a snap to Jasmine Plummer. Jasmine Plummer up the right-hand side. She's getting to the 20, the 15, the 10. One runner to beat, and finally pushed out of bounds at the 7-yard line by number 38 of the Detroit Dark Angels. That's Clarissa Tullis that prevented the touchdown. You watch the replay right here. Plummer gets a great block. Another block there by number 21, and she tiptoes down the sideline. 2 people on her tail before, again, that was number 38 of Detroit that prevented the touchdown from scoring.
Timeout.
Great hit by Tullis,
Detroit.
but she could have taken any lane and taken that down. That offensive line got out and really had the numbers on that D-line.
And it looks like we have a timeout on the field already. Looks like Detroit is going to take a timeout because after seeing Plummer run down that sideline, as we've talked about previously, they're going to have to figure out how they can stop her before they can stop the rest of this team.
Well, what's so impressive about her is she's averaging 15.4 yards per play this year. And for a player who has as many carries as she has, that's incredible. And you can tell with her speed why she has those kind of numbers. It's 53 carries for 814 yards this year and 15 touchdowns. She's really a beast.
So today's game is fueled by Time Performance, the official nutrition partner of the Women's Football Alliance. Time Performance uses science and education to help the body recover and perform at peak levels. Thank you to Time Performance for helping to power the WFA all the time. All right, so we are back. Nevada 1st and 10. From the 7-yard line, right away. It's a number 1. That's Jesse Felker, the running back. Brings it all the way up to the 1-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Storm.
Little direct snap there to the running back. Easy 5 yards.
Look at the replay here, a direct snap up the sideline.
Almost in for the score.
Multiple flags on the play here. Wait for the officials to sort this out.
Offsides, defense. Half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
So it's offsides on Detroit. Not something Detroit needs when they're already that close to the end zone.
Nevada going with a really wide formation, spreading their offense out. Coming back in, and that's when the Detroit Dark Angels jump.
They almost had a jump there again.
Again, direct
double handoff and into the end zone. That's number 19 into the 18. That's Sarah Colangelo for the Nevada to put them up 6-3 with 5:28 remaining here in the first quarter.
And you can see how deadly Nevada is when they get that ball coming right down. A lot of speed on that team. In for the touchdown.
Yeah, it did not take Nevada long to answer Detroit's field goal, especially after a few missed opportunities by Detroit, including a botched fourth down conversion attempt and a penalty deep in their own end. Nevada's lining up to go for the 2-point conversion. The snap, handoff number 12. 12 hands it back. And once again, it's number 18. That's Sarah Colangelo in for the 2-point conversion. And like that, Nevada doubles up and then some on Detroit, where the score is now 8-3.
Well, Detroit looked confused. Nevada has 2 players back there with their hands in the ready position, looking like they're going to receive the ball. They do not know who is first getting the ball, and then definitely did not see that reverse handoff coming around the backside. Neat little offense Nevada's running. Detroit has not seen this before, and it's definitely caught them off guard this first drive.
5:45 remaining in the first quarter here. The Women's Football Alliance brought to you by Aiden Nation. Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Donna, I had an opportunity to go into the Hall of Fame store a little bit yesterday. Haven't done the tour yet by any means, but it's on the agenda. I mean, I'm kind of, as a Las Vegas Raiders fan, I'm a little bit excited to see Sir Charles Woodson be inducted this year, along with legendary coach Tom Flores.
You're a Raiders fan too?
I'm a Raiders
fan. What? Oh, yeah.
Got the ink on the arm and everything.
Okay, now we got it. Well, the Divas came when we played a few years back in Cleveland, and we took our team bus over here, took the full tour of the facility. It was awesome. You know, got to see some of our heroes, and it's great. We still see the Pittsburgh Passion have one of their balls and pictures up from their championship. Jen Welter, she's got her picture in there. So some of the women are represented here at the Hall of Fame, which is great to see.
It'd be great to see more of these women inducted eventually into the same Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Short kick by Nevada, picked up by Hilton. Hilton gets up to the 50. She breaks a couple tackles. Taken down by number 22, Jasmine Plummer of the Nevada Storm. It's going to get Detroit 1st and 10 from Nevada's 49-yard line. So this will be Detroit's 3rd possession of the game. The first possession resulted in a field goal. Second one in a turnover on downs. Let's see what they can do with this 3rd possession. And ironically, Nevada has only possessed the ball once so far this game.
Well, they were very efficient on their one possession. And this is a veteran team. When I was speaking with them earlier about what's made them successful, they have a core group of veterans that have come in and really held strong together with more than 5 years experience. Of course, they have several longtime veterans, and we'll get into that more as the handoff goes for a couple of yards.
Looks like they're gonna give her about a yard on the play. It's gonna bring up 2nd down and 9 for Detroit. Hilton walks over to check with her coach. KT, as they call him, Keith Thomas, the head coach of the Detroit Dark Angels, he said he's got some plans for this game, and we've already seen one of them with the successful onside kick already. It's going to be great to see what else he pulls out of his pocket as the game progresses.
Yes, indeed. He's a creative coached for quite a while.
So Hilton waits for the snap. Hands it to number 88. 87, excuse me. It was Hilton. No.
Good job up front by the offensive line.
So it's 3rd down again. They've gotten 6 yards remaining here that they need to get to convert the 1st down. Hilton comes back, checks in with her huddle. The snap to Hilton. Right away, she hands it off to Tullis. Tullis gets another 1st down. Detroit gets to keep the ball going.
Tullis makes a nice little move in front of the linebacker, makes her miss. just enough to pick up that first down, keep the drive going.
So that's another Metro Health first down for the Detroit Dark Angels into Nevada territory, where it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Storm's 38-yard line with 3:28 remaining in the first quarter. Snaps up. This time Hilton keeps the ball, and she's stopped right away. Looks like that was number 99.
Yeah, that's Pitta coming off the edge. Just great job getting upfield penetration.
Pitta with 13.5 solo tackles on the year. Comes up with a big one here in the backfield before Hilton has an opportunity to get any sort of positive yardage. So it's 2nd down and 11 after a loss of 1 on that play. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And it looks like Detroit is going to use their second timeout of the quarter.
Definitely tougher against this Storm defense.
Yeah, you've got a team like Nevada that, you know, has come out, and you've got tacklers that have had 23.5, 15, 13.5. You know, Felker, number 1 for Nevada, she's got 37.5 combined tackles this year. 5 of them for loss. You've got to, you know, if you're Detroit, you can't just go out there and run the same play every time. You can't go up the left, up the left, up the left. They're going to have to start pulling some of those tricks out of their pocket, you know, that Keith Thomas told me that they have, and see what you can do. Get the ball downfield. We haven't really seen any long pass attempts yet.
Well, averaging only 77 yards passing a game, they're not likely to have a lot of long passes, but you do expect to see them put the ball in the air in key situations, especially in 2nd and 3rd and long.
So here we are, 2nd down, 11 yards to go for Detroit. They're lined up at Nevada's 39-yard line. Hilton, shotgun formation, drops back, launches one in the air. She looks like she's intended. Pass was intended for number 4, Danielle Kearse. Great coverage on the play by number 8, Mashias Hicks for Nevada.
So it was Adams out there on the edge, but definitely good coverage by the defense. Both receivers covered well into the field.
You know, we just talked about the fact that they're going to have to throw one up in the air. And right, you are correct. That was Allison Adams, number 14, on the excellent coverage for Nevada. So it's 3rd down now with 11 yards to go.
It looks like she might have had her inside receiver, though, with starting to get a little separation over the seam.
Hilton waits for the snap. Snap is up. She drops back, looks downfield. She's going to keep the ball. She's all the way to the 40. She's got to. Oh, she gets a great stop. She knocks down number 18 for Nevada Storm, but she does not get enough for the first down. She picked up 7 yards on the play, but it's going to be 4th down and 4 for Detroit.
She trucked Sarah on that play and, you know, did pick up some good yards. It looks like they're going to want to go for it here in this situation.
Well, and as we've seen them try on a 4th down before where they tried a trick play, that could be something that they're going to go for here again. Or they could just go the traditional route. A 4-yard run, which is what they need now. We've seen them do that plenty of times when they've handed the ball off to number 38, Clarissa Tullis. So Detroit breaks the huddle.
That's a movement.
Yep, and that was enough for the linesman to throw his flag.
Flags on the play.
Looks like that's going to be what they need to pick up a 1st down.
Offsides. Defense, number 44. 5-yard penalty.
There you go.
Results in a first
Offsides
down.
on Nevada. So Nevada makes their first mistake of the day, and this one cost them by giving up a first down to Detroit and keeping their drive alive.
Yeah, and Detroit doesn't want to get into a battle of turnovers here in this point. They want to keep this drive going, keep this game close.
So that's a Metro Health first down for the Detroit Dark Angels. They are now 1st and 10 from the Nevada 27-yard line. Handoff that time to number 25, Jessica Brown. She gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing beyond that.
Great job coming off the line of scrimmage, Carrie McKay.
You can see here in the replay, the ball is instantly handed off, and as you stated, McKay was almost on the ground, but she kind of got pushed into her for the tackle, and sometimes that's all it needs is a little help from your teammates.
Hey, we're doing it together.
You know, that's one thing I learned this season with talking to these players around the league is it's all about togetherness, and every team I talk to this year considers their sisters out on that field family.
Absolutely. I mean, I played 17 years, and that was probably the most profound part of playing this game was having 50 sisters on your team and just understanding the beauty of the diversity that it takes to make a football team from all positions, all walks of life, all kinds of people. And when I saw some girls out yesterday taking pictures in front of the big Hall of Fame symbol downtown, I was like, those are some of my peeps. I saw some big linemen out there, and I walked up. I said, hey, are you guys football players? What teams do you play for? They're like, yeah. And even though they're on opposing teams, we were still family. So, you know, once you're part of the football fraternity, you have a special place in your sisters' hearts, and it doesn't matter even if they're on your team or an opposing team. You know, we all hold this sport with a lot of reverence, and we really love what we do.
All right, and so that is the end of the first quarter.
Okay, you just keep
The
him
Nevada
yourself.
Storm
Just point at
with
him,
8 and the Detroit Dark Angels with 3. There was a delay of game call against Detroit there as the time was expiring in the first quarter.
Hey, Brian, send Pat down here.
All right, so second quarter underway. Detroit with the ball, moving right to left across your screen now. Hilton waits for the snap. The snap, she pitches it to number 4. That's Danielle Curse. Curse up the right-hand side, escapes a few tackles. Finally gets brought down back to the original line of scrimmage, but then she also gained a couple yards on that. So we're going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Detroit Dark Angels.
Yeah, you see initially she gets a little bit to the edge. Players aren't able to squeeze down off the edge, and she picks up an additional 5 yards. Tough run. Number 4, Jax. Nope, that's Curse.
All right, so Hilton waits the snap. 2 receivers to her right, 2 receivers to her left, looks to her left, throws the ball. Falls incomplete, intended for number 18. That's Sarah Kirkos was the intended receiver on that play.
Kirkos had a little bit of a step, but wasn't going to pick up much if she caught that ball.
You can see here on the replay, the pocket collapsed fairly quickly. Kirkos, like you said, had she caught that ball, number 18, Colangello, and I hope I'm saying her name right. I apologize, Sarah, if I'm not. I do my best homework to get the name said correctly each and every year. Unfortunately, we do make those mistakes once in a while. So it's 4th down for Detroit. They are lined up to go for it. Nevada has nobody back deep. This time the snap was direct to number 8. That's Harstvelt. And she runs out of bounds. And once again, Nevada will take over on downs.
Good team coverage by Nevada. Everybody was covered, nowhere to go with the ball, and turnover on downs. See double coverage up top there.
And, you know, I really don't fault Detroit for going for it on 4th down where they were there. A punt is maybe going to give them an extra 5 yards. You know, they basically ended up in about the same spot where a punt would have put, because realistically, punt would have either went out of bounds or went into the end zone.
Yeah, and I think their kicker can kick a 30 or 35 yard. That's just out of her range.
So Nevada breaks a couple tackles here, moving up the right-hand side of the field. That's number 22, Plummer, of course, coming up the right-hand side of the field. Gets enough for another Metro Health, first down.
Yeah, Detroit having a little trouble with her speed. You can see why she's averaging 15 yards a carry. Once again, she just puts the pressure on the defense. She gets a little seam, and she's gone.
And it is another first down for the Nevada Storm.
So here we are into the second quarter, 13:30 remaining, and it's Nevada's only second possession of the game. Plummer met in the middle of the line.
That's Griswold in on the tackle. Octavia.
Number 74, Octavia Griswold from Toledo, Ohio, of all places, playing for the Detroit Dark Angels.
Well, I played with her sister, OG, on the U.S. national team, and that's quite a football family right there. Big, tough, strong women.
So being from Toledo, Ohio, we're in Canton, Ohio. This is her equivalency of coming home to play.
Absolutely. Got to come home and represent.
Etchen waits the snap. Right away, handoff to number 18. That's Sarah, and she is stopped immediately once again by Griswold.
Yeah, good discipline there. Griswold just got up in the gap, and that little play coming around the backside had nothing doing that time.
You know, with 37.5 tackles on the season, Griswold is the second leading tackler for Detroit.
Yeah, she's strong. They've got a good core group of leading tacklers. It definitely starts on that D line right up front.
So 3rd down and 8 for the Nevada Storm. Etchen waits for the snap. He gets the snap. She hands it off. That's number 1, Felker, with the ball. Felker meets. She gets up to the 45-yard line before she's pushed back by a few players. That's number 4 and number 12. That's Kearse and Lenaway for Detroit, stopping her from any more forward progress.
Well, she did a great job breaking that first tackle and picking up an additional 4 or 5 yards on the play, bringing up a 4th and manageable. And my bet is they're going to go for this as well. 4th and 2, close to the 50-yard line. Just put the pressure on, see what happens.
So 4th down and 2 for the Nevada Storm from their own 45-yard line. Their defense has played well enough that if for some reason they turn this over on downs, they feel strongly that they can stop Detroit. The snap. Number 18 has the ball.
And once again, with those 2 players in the backfield, really running a little multiple option play here, little option plays, and I don't think Detroit knew where the ball was.
Nope, and once again, it's number 18, Sarah Colangelo, as the ball carrier, and that is another Metro Health first down for the Nevada Storm.
Well, Coach Garza said he'd be happy just moving the ball 4 yards of play down the field, 4 yards of play. Just keep chunking it up.
So Etchen takes the snap, hands off right away to number 22. That's Jasmine Plummer. Jasmine Plummer up the left-hand side, escapes one tackle. Detroit sends a second tackler in there. That's number 30, Nicole Guzman, that prevents Plummer from getting further down the field, but she had already gotten 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 in to Detroit territory.
Well, initially looks to take it up and then quickly bounces it out, sees that edge. Good job rallying to the ball by them.
So Donna, for fans that are new to women's football, what is the one thing that you would like to tell them about this game that makes it better than men's football?
Maybe the unity that we play with and the diversity that we play with and the passion that we actually play this game when we have to go out and fundraise and work hard. we're not sitting complaining or crying over $1 million contracts. We're actually out in the community building it from the scratch. And when you build it from scratch like that, you know you're doing it for the love of the game.
So Felker for Nevada picks up another
Defensive
first
player.
down. We've got an injury timeout on the field. There's 9 minutes and 31 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And KT Tape, we want to thank KT Tape. All athletic tape today has been generously provided by KT Tape. Now you can get 15% off your KT Tape needs when you subscribe to their email newsletter. KT Tape is the official kinesiology tape of the WFA and a proud sponsor of women's sports everywhere.
And as we watch these highlights, we saw Detroit get off to an early start, but since then, Nevada's just controlled the time of possession.
And a big part of that time of possession is Plummer carrying the ball. You put the ball in Plummer's hand, and she forces her way down the field. Doesn't matter if she's going to the left, doesn't matter if she's going to the right, or even up the center. She's got good blocking from her offensive line, and they know how to create the holes that she needs to be successful.
And they get a lot of folks out pulling for her, too. You'll always see one or two people pulling around, getting those blocks.
Yeah, Jasmine Plummer is one of the people I had an opportunity to talk to this season, and I've always had respect for these athletes, but this season, in interviewing them every single week for the road to Canton, I developed an even greater respect for these athletes. And I'm happy that I can call so many of them my friends.
Absolutely.
Go hit.
So Etchen waits for the snap. Snap comes up. It's a pitch number 14. That's Allison Adams up the field.
Detroit's lucky she was able to make that tackle because she was caught a little bit out of position on that play. Able to bring her down. Otherwise, she's off to the races.
Gain of 6 yards on that for Adams, so it's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Nevada Storm. And I like the way Nevada is playing this game so far, Donna. They are just calmly going to their huddle, deciding what play to run, calmly going up to the line of scrimmage, and executing the plays that Coach Garza is telling them to run.
Yes, they are controlling the tempo of this game right now.
And it shows with 8 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Etchen hands off to Plummer. Plummer finds a hole in the middle, breaks a couple tackles. She's finally dragged down by I believe that was number 33, Andy Jackson on the tackle.
Got to give the offensive line credit on that play. She wasn't touched, so she got all the way through.
You can see here a nice big
little hole, nice seam. Great job up front.
Yep, and that was actually number 38, for Detroit. That was Tulloch on the tackle, and that's another Metro Health first down for the Nevada Storm.
Yeah, offensive line doing a great job. We said this would be a battle of the trenches. And so far, Nevada has the advantage.
1st and 10, ball on the 17-yard line. Etchen waits the snap. Going to be a flag on the play.
First charge timeout, Nevada.
All right, so Nevada calls a timeout before their play clock expires. This will be their first timeout of the half. They'll still have 2 remaining. Detroit used 2 timeouts in the first quarter. They have 1 timeout remaining. You're watching the Women's Football Alliance Division II National Championship game where the Nevada Storm, who were last season's Division III National Champions, are up 8-3 over the Detroit Dark Angels, who are in their 2nd Division II National Championship game in a row.
And we're looking at a Storm team that's coming off of 15 straight wins. Undefeated season this year, winning last season. A great job by their organization to really focus in and do what they need to do to create a winning environment, a winning culture. Players that want to play for each other, want to play for their coach. Led by some of those longtime veterans.
I had an opportunity to meet Chris Garza in person last night at the meet and greet. Wonderful head coach from Nevada. Looking forward to seeing what he can do with this team on this year and just how high up the WFA chart of success the Storm can climb. So it looks I didn't even see what happened.
There was a direct snap to the running back, and the quarterback got a fake pass off to the outside as the running back took a direct snap up for a couple of yards.
And that was Congelo, number 18, Sarah. The snap was direct to her, and you can see her right there behind the offensive line, and they kind of pushed her through for a gain of about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So 2nd down and 9, 7:16 remaining in the first half of this Division II National Championship game. Brian Sweeney here with Donna Wilkinson. Donna, you remember playing in games like this?
Absolutely. I've won 3 national championships with the DC Divas. We lost a 4th one, but this is the greatest time of your life when you're sitting here playing for the championship.
Etchen waits for the snap. Snap is up. She hands it right away to Plummer. Plummer finds a hole on the right side, meets a bunch of Detroit tacklers, and finally is brought down at the Detroit 4-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Nevada Storm, and that is another Metro Health 1st down.
And there you get to see a little bit of her power. We've been talking about her speed all day, but she finishes strong on this play, getting those extra yards for the 1st down, fighting forward an extra 4 yards after contact.
And it took 3 Detroit tacklers, including number 4, Danielle Kearse, to stop that touchdown.
That's a little something that I can identify with from my running back days. Just plowing through people.
So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for the Nevada Storm. 6:05 remaining in the first half of the game. And we have a whistle on the field.
Second charge timeout, Nevada.
And Nevada elects to use their 2nd timeout. So we'll see what they come up with after this. I mean, when you're at 1st and goal from the 4, there's quite a few options that you can hear, that you can listen to. You know, your coaches are pulling things in. They're pulling you off the side. What a lot of people don't realize is most of these teams have coaches that are, you know, maybe not quite as high up as we are, but they are up in a booth, and they're calling down to their coaching staff of what they see. So they can see how Detroit's lining up. They can see how Detroit recognizes what Nevada's doing and then make adjustments as needed.
What I've been impressed with was all the formations that Nevada is throwing at Detroit. They're really giving them a lot of formations, a lot of different looks, a lot of different movement, pre-snap to the snap of the ball, really keeping them off guard.
So here we are, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 6:03 remaining. Nevada pushing down the field. Etchen waits for the snap. The snap is up. It's a handoff to number 1. That's Felker. Felker up the left-hand side, and she's in for the touchdown. Nevada, 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns.
Nevada had a little strong left formation there, and good job getting upfield, getting those blocks, giving her a seam to come right up through the middle of the defense for that touchdown.
So Felker looks to her sideline here. They're going to line up. I mean, there's a reason that when you look at her, that she had 536 yards, yes, on 61 carries this season, as she's in for another touchdown. She had 9 during the regular season.
And you got to give Jade Sanchez a good kick-out block there.
So 2-point conversion. Etchen with the pass, looks up in the air, and it's complete to Felker. 2 points is good, and like that, Nevada is up 16-3 over Detroit.
Nevada's really putting the pressure on this first half, controlling the line of scrimmage, diverse formations, consistency, and a little pass mixed in there.
And it's
nice job getting it over the corner.
Nobody very close to Felker as she waited for that pass, was right on the numbers, and it was a perfect 2-point attempt.
Detroit's been seeing run all day. I think they got caught up in a run look.
All right, so we're gonna throw it down to Pat Brown. Pat, what do you have for us right now?
So as you see the explosiveness of Plummer, but she has a little problem with her hip. She's coming in and out. So they're gonna use her to make sure that she's gonna be good for the whole game. What Detroit has to do is not watch the action but watch the football, because the misdirection is what's catching them off guard.
All right, thank you, Pat, for letting us know that. So we'll have to see how much Plummer goes on and off the field with that hip bothering her. I mean, obviously, she's a valuable part of this team. We've seen her just get, push yards. She gets those yards when they need it, up the left, up the center. So we'll see what happens here. So number 4, Jax Carriel, ready to kick the ball off to Detroit. The kick is right into Hilton's numbers. Hilton gets up to the 45-yard line, gets a little bit of a push. Looks like they're going to give it to her at about the 47-yard line. So Detroit, who will have their 4th possession of the game, will be 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, Detroit really needs to get something going here. Down 16-3 with 5:48 left to go in the first half. They don't want to go down at halftime 16-3. They'd like to get a touchdown and make this game close. They can continue to run the ball, and that's their strength. They want to be able to continue to run their offense. And you start getting down too far, and it really challenges you to try to put the ball in the air.
Looks like we're going to have an official's timeout here. They're going to respot the ball. The Hall of Fame logo on the center of the field. Kind of hard to see those hash marks, so they do the best that they can. So a different quarterback at this time for Detroit. It's Mary Von Heversveld, who's typically their wide receiver. And she keeps the ball, gets about back up to maybe a yard or 2 on that, so it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, good coverage in the secondary for the Storm. Forced her to pull it down and try to get a couple yards.
Gain of 1 for Detroit, 2nd down and 9 from their own 48.
So, one of the advantages that Detroit has is you have somebody like Hartsveld that can take a snap. You have somebody like Hilton that can take a snap. It's going to give them more opportunities to do things. As Hilton takes the snap this time, right away hands it off to number 38, Tullis. Tullis finds a little bit of hole up the right-hand side, loses the ball when she gets hit. Looks like they're going to say she was down by contact, so Detroit should keep the ball here.
Got to keep that ball squeezed high and tight.
Yep, and it is confirmed that she was down by contact, so Detroit will keep the ball. Gain of 4 on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Great job making a defensive line miss.
You can see right there, her elbow hits the ground and it pops the ball loose. But NCAA rules, which is what the WFA plays with, the runner is down by contact, so the ball cannot cause the fumble there. 3rd down and 6. Hilton waits for the snap. Snap is up. Big pause. She finds a runner downfield. Pass was intended for number 18. Kirkos falls incomplete, in and out of her hands. She had room to run after the catch there, and it looks like she may have been looking downfield instead of at the ball.
Yes, Kirkos ran a good route there. She got right in the middle of that defense. Ball just slipped through her hands. She would have had enough for a 1st down if she made that catch.
Definitely a 1st down, possibly a few more yards after that. So it's 4th down once again. This time Hilton is back to kick the ball. Felker waits deep from Nevada. And punt is off. Felker's going to let it go. We watch the ball roll.
It's a nice Detroit bounce, picking up a few extra yards.
And Kerr stops the ball at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, but the way Nevada's been moving the ball this game, I wouldn't be surprised if they can, keep pressing this downfield.
Lip guards for the Detroit Dark Angels and the Nevada Storm have provided by Shock Doctor, the #1 mouth guard in the world. Protection, courage, swagger. Get them all in a Shock Doctor lip guard. Follow us at Shock Doctor. Thank you, Shock Doctor, the official lip guard of the Dark Angels and the Nevada Storm. So 1st and 10. Nevada with their 3rd possession of the game. They've scored touchdowns both times they've had the ball so far. This time they start right away with a direct snap.
Great blocking
Break
up front.
up the field. That's Plummer with the ball. She spins through another tackle. Finally pulled down up at the 28-yard line by number 4, Jax Carriel. But not before it's another Metro Health first down for the Nevada Storm.
Well, once again, the combination of that offensive line getting out. See girls pulling around. That pull just left an extra blocker out front. She makes one girl miss. She gets a first down.
You know, one thing that we've seen this season is the receivers blocking downfield for their runners.
Absolutely, that is key.
So Etchen waits for the snap. Plummer in the backfield. It's a direct snap to Felker. Felker up to the left-hand side. She picks up a block. That's Plummer throwing blocks for her. She turns the corner. And where are they going to spot her? They are going to give her another first down. That's a Metro Health first down, this time for Felker. So back-to-back plays for Nevada result in back-to-back Metro Health first downs.
Really good patience on that play. She sets her block up. Lets her get to the outside.
And we had just mentioned how the teammates block for their runners, and that was a prime example how we saw Plummer throwing blocks downfield so that Felker could pick up those extra yards. They break the huddle. Etchen waits for the snap. Snap is in her hand. She keeps the ball. She's looking to her left. Passes up in the air, and it's caught. That's number 14, Allison Adams on the catch. Finally taken down at the 24-yard line. If it wasn't for number 4, Curse of the Detroit Dark Angels, Adams had nothing but field in front of her.
Wow, Cunningham had a shot at that ball. Looks like she had it in her hands and had it taken right out of her hands. Great aggressive play going up over the top, using the defender to help you catch that ball.
And the result of that is another Metro Health first down. Allison Adams, a cornerback for Reno, Nevada, with a wonderful, wonderful catch there and extra yardage on top of it. Etchens waits for the snap. Snap is up. She hands it to number 18. That's Sarah Kalengo. Sarah breaking up the field. She gets tripped up.
Woo.
Number 30 for Detroit, Nicole Guzman, manages to get an ankle and prevents the touchdown, but not before Nevada gets another first down. They're looking at now first and goal from the 7-yard line.
And this is really that formation that's been giving Detroit a lot of trouble with that backwards kind of inside handoff coming from, looks like one of the up backs.
So you can see we have Plummer on the sideline. We talked a little bit ago, Pat brought up how her hip's been bothering her. She's talking to her coaching staff and her medical staff on the sidelines. This time Etchen decides to keep the ball, gains a couple of yards. Going to be second down and goal, 1:15 remaining in the first half of this Women's Football Alliance Division II National Championship game. The Nevada Storm are up over the Detroit Dark Angels 16-3 and looking at a second and goal from the 3rd-yard line.
Well, with a minute left, Detroit would sure love to get a stop here and keep this within a 2-score game.
So Felker waits for the snap. Pass snaps up to Etchen. Etchen goes onto the right-hand side and in. No, excuse me. Flag on the play, but that was number 14, Allison Adams, in for the Nevada touchdown. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Nevada Storm.
Well, let's see. Was there a penalty on this play?
There was a flag at the end.
They had the numbers getting out front there. As soon as you saw four blockers on one defender, you knew what that was going to happen.
All the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 of Detroit. Nevada's elected to enforce it on the try.
All right, so we had an unsportsmanlike conduct on Detroit. Looks like a late hit. If we can pick that up on the replay here, as number 14 Adams runs into the end zone.
Oh yeah, hit her out of bounds after she'd already scored.
Yeah, 5 yards into the end zone, she hits her, puts her out of bounds. So Nevada uses this now on the point after attempt, where they will be going for 2. Etchen waits for the snap. Doesn't have the ball. Oh, looks like a fumble on the snap.
Once again, that was a direct snap to the running back with a fake pass by the quarterback. She fumbles the snap, unable to convert the 2-point conversion.
So 34 seconds remaining in the first half of the Women's Football Alliance Division II National Championship game. Nevada Storm 22, Detroit Dark Angels with 3, each team with 1 remaining timeout. As I said, 34 seconds on the clock. Donna, Detroit needs to go for the long ball here. With 34 seconds left, you have to make an attempt to go into the locker room with something other than your opening drive field goal.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a little bit of momentum going into the half. Maybe they can get a good return and get in good field position where they can set themselves up for a couple pass play opportunities. Let's see what Nevada does on this kickoff.
And we were look down to I was told to look down. I don't know where I'm looking. But
we got a great field in front of us.
So we're up here and we're given a great time broadcasting this game for the women's football. There we are, Donna. We're on the camera now. We want to thank everybody. Donna Wilkinson, my name is Brian Sweeney. We've had a lot of fun the last few seasons broadcasting these national championships games. We've got to meet and do it for the first time in Atlanta, Georgia. We got to do it again in Golden, Colorado in 2019. Here we are at the Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Not a better place to broadcast a football game from. And we're having a good game so far. Detroit's down by 19 points, but they still have a whole another half of game to play.
Well, and Detroit gets the ball in the 50, so they should have an opportunity to get a couple plays off. See if they can get a little late score here. Even if they get 30 yards, they can go for a field goal. They've got a great kicker.
And that's what they're going to need to do. I mean, you look at their possessions: field goal, turnover on downs, and punt. As we stated, they've got 32 seconds, on the clock. They're going to have to get the ball down to the end zone, get the touchdown, or at the very least get the field goal, because you want to go into halftime, into that locker room, on a positive momentum. You don't want a costly turnover here or anything like that. So Hilton waits for the snap. Number 38, Tullis, is behind her. The snap.
Oh, she
throws the ball. She's got a receiver wide open. That's number 8, Harsfeld, but there is a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, no one was covering her out there. At corner looked like they were playing 15 yards off, almost at a safety depth.
And there's a little bit. Wait and see what's going on here.
Offense. Player from the sideline came in and did not come inside the numbers. 5-yard penalty, first down.
What was that, illegal substitution?
Illegal substitution.
So she must have come off the sideline late, which is why there was no one covering her.
So Detroit backed up 5 yards. 28 seconds remaining here. And as I'm watching across the field, it's looking to me. Okay, so they're up there. It was at the top of the screen. Hilton waits for the snap. They run the exact same play again. This time it is successful. The pass is complete to number 8, Harsfeld. And that's going to be good enough for another Metro Health first down.
Well, Nevada's giving them a lot of room off the edge, so if they can get a couple 10-yard plays and get out of bounds and stop the clock, they might give their kicker a chance for a long field goal.
That's exactly what they need to do here with just 21 seconds remaining in this first half.
And it is a Metro Health Sports Medicine first down.
It's fun listening to the public address announcer, Tommy Parker, get the fans riled up with his first down call and his touchdown calls. Snap is up to Hilton. Hilton looks to her right. She decides to keep the ball. She's going to get a couple yards before she runs out of bounds. Looks like she picked up about 2, maybe 3, depending upon where they officially say she went out of bounds. She didn't have any receivers open downfield. So she did the right thing. Instead of throwing it away, pick up the couple yards, run out of bounds, stop the clock. You still got a little bit of time left this half.
They really need to get the ball close to the 20-yard line to be in range for their kicker.
So Hilton with the snap. Little pitch. And it's a successful pitch as she's running down the field. That's number 38, Tullis. Tullis picks up another Metro Health first down, but she was not able to get out of bounds. So as soon as the chains are reset, the clock will continue. Or did we get a timeout called in there?
Third charge
You can
timeout.
see on the replay here. Beautiful pass. Tullis up the sideline there.
It would have been nice if she had a little more game awareness and just got out of bounds at that last moment so they could save that timeout.
So with no timeouts remaining and 6 seconds on the clock, Detroit is 1st and 10 from the Nevada 33-yard line. Now, when you played this kind of time, this is your 2-minute drill. What type of play did the Divas pull up in a situation like this?
Well, I played with one of the greatest quarterbacks in women's football history, Allison Hamlin, and she would have any number of options. She could have trips right and having run all kinds of routes off of that, and she could throw it in the air that far. So we pretty much could run any play we wanted at that point. And with our insanely fast and amazing receivers that we had, Ashley Wisenot, I'd put Ashley on a post route and put her up against anybody in this situation.
So 6 seconds left. If they're quick, they might have 2 plays left. If not, this could be the last play of the half for Detroit. Hilton with the snap. Looks to get, nope, she escapes one tackle. She is going to be taken down in the backfield. And that is how the first half will end, 22-3.
Good coverage there by the Storm defense. And that's going to do it for the first half.
So Pat Brown is down on the field. Pat, what do you have for us going into halftime, sir?
Well, we're waiting for Coach Garza to come on over. Here he is, Coach Garza. You're up 22-3. I know things are going as expected, but what do you see? Do you need to make any adjustments for the second half?
Yeah, we need to make sure that we're getting our defense sitting in the right spots. And we got to wrap up. They're pretty good runners, like I mentioned earlier this week. So we really just got to be short tacklers and actually be faster to the ball. We're just lacking a lot of pursuit.
So tell me a little about Plummer's been in and out of the lineup. She has a little bit of injury situation. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think she'll be all right, but yeah, she's working hard for us right now. She's doing really great. She's getting open when she needs to. She's really explosive back, and she's really fun to watch. But she's going to keep coming at you.
Last question. What do you expect Detroit to come out? Do you think it's going to change their offensive strategy? What do you think they're going to do?
I have no idea. We always expect something different every week, so we're going to go in and make our adjustments. We're going to play the best ball game we can.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Brian.
So with an exciting first half, the Nevada Storm are up in the Division II National Championships over the Detroit Dark Angels, 22-3. We'll see you after the halftime break.
Not converting on 4th downs and giving Nevada good field position hurt them, but also just their inability to stop Nevada's run. Nevada's been very precise. They've been very dominant on the run, and if you can't stop the run, then you're not going to stop Nevada.
So we've got a whole 30 minutes of football left to play. Plenty of time for the Detroit Dark Angels under Coach Keith Thomas to come back, put up some big numbers, and hand Nevada their first loss of the season. Nevada came into this game a perfect, undefeated 8-0. And Detroit 5-3.
Yeah, well, Detroit's played some tough teams.
So here we go.
Let's see how they come out. Second half coming up.
So Nevada will have the ball first this half of the game, looking to pick up right where they left off. You look at the possessions that Detroit had the first half of the game: field goal, turnover on downs, punt, and then the end of the half, whereas Nevada was touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Sarah Monte tries something with the ball to get Detroit a chance to get the ball back.
So Monte's kick into the arms of number 18, Colangelo. She gets all the way up to about the 48-yard line, where Nevada will start this half of the game. 1st and 10 from their own 48.
We can't even get 3 here than what I'm used to back home too, because we're close to like the lake.
Right away, it's a handoff to number 1, Jesse Felker. Felker up the left-hand side of the field, gets just past the original line of scrimmage for about a gain of 1 on the play. Taken down by number 11 for Detroit, that's Aaron Payton.
And that's what I'm talking about with the Detroit defense. They've got to get pressure upfield. They've got to get those defensive line up in the backfield, disrupt that play, disrupt the lead blockers that are pulling. You know, the defense, when the blockers pulling, they got to get on their hip and they got to follow them and they got to get up there and disrupt that play. We'll see what kind of adjustments Detroit's decided to make at halftime.
Etchen waits for the snap.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
Snap is up. Etchen drops back, passes to her right to a wide open Felker. Felker catches the ball. Gain of about 8 on the play is going to make it 3rd down and 1.
Detroit giving her a lot of room on that play.
And it was a real quick drop back pass. It was a well-designed play for Felker to get much needed yardage, get them up the field for this 3rd down opportunity.
Looked like Detroit got caught with a blitz off the edge there.
And Plummer is in the game at this time. First time we've seen her this half, and it's a handoff to her right away. She finds a hole on the right side, backs up to the center, evades a couple tackles, a few more on her way before she's finally taken down by number 4, Danielle Kirsch, the Detroit Dark Angels, but not before another Metro Health first down.
Yeah, once again, Detroit not able to get any really anybody up in those gaps. And look at this blocking up front. You get one person pulling, another person blocking, and you just are out-manning the defense. You're putting 3-on-2, and 3-on-2 usually the 3 wins.
So 1st and 10 from Detroit's 33-yard line. The pass is up. And it looks like, didn't really see what happened there.
Well, I saw 2 people pulling. It looks like the tight end might have gotten the ball off. Somebody off the edge came around, but that's really their strength is getting movement on the line, getting that little crease, and these tough running backs are just picking up the yards they need.
And that was a good push up the center of the field, picked up 5 yards on the play, 2nd down and 5. Etchen waits for the snap. She's got Felker to her right, a receiver up high, and another receiver down low. The handoff is to Felker, who finds a hole on the left-hand side, cuts back to her right. Another hole on the left-hand side, finally being chased down by number 38. That's Clarissa Tellis on the tackle for the Detroit Dark Angels, but once again, Nevada gets enough down the field for a first down.
Yeah, unbalanced left formation. Sanchez pulls, gets a really nice kick-out block here. See her coming around number 21, gets that good block. And receivers also, we talked about that earlier, doing a good job of blocking downfield.
You know, at number 6, Casey Cunningham, it was her speed that helped catch up to assist on that tackle. But it is another Metro Health first down for the Nevada Storm. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Plummer to the right-hand side. She's trying to turn wide. She does escape a tackle attempt, but she is eventually brought down by number 12, Diana Lenaway.
She could have kept that a little tighter and got up along her pole and maybe cut that in for some more yards. She decided to string it out away from her block. See here, the blocks kind of turn up, and she goes outside away from her block, but still a couple yards on the carry.
But Plummer continues to do what she's done all game. That's pick up the large chunks of yardage. 8 yards on that play. 2nd down and 2, down to the Detroit 7-yard line. Pass to Felker, snap to Felker. Felker finds a hole. She's getting a few blocks, and she's in for her 2nd touchdown of the game. And once again, Nevada possesses the ball, puts it in the end zone.
Yeah, and you can see as soon as they snap, 2 people are out pulling, and then they've got numbers.
So Nevada has not slowed down. They went into the locker room, basically looked at each other and said, great first half, let's do it again. Come out onto the field and instantly drive down the field and get their 4th touchdown on their 4th possession. Here on the replay, you can see Felker with a couple key blocks, including that block there by number 21. That was Jade Sanchez that should really get the assist on that touchdown.
Yeah, really got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line. Very athletic ladies getting out there.
2-point conversion is batted down at the goal line. That's number 12 for Detroit. That's Diana Lenaway. She had a tackle a little bit ago, and here she prevented the 2-point conversion from being successful. But in the 3rd quarter now, the Nevada Storm are number 28-3.
Well, Detroit, let's see what kind of adjustments they've made on offense.
Fans, all athletic tape today has been generously provided by KT Tape. Now you can get 15% off your KT Tape needs when you subscribe to their email newsletter. KT Tape is the official kinesiology tape of the WFA and a proud sponsor of women's sports everywhere. So here we've seen number 1 Jessie Felker of the Nevada Storm go in for 2 touchdowns on 2 attempts. And I mean, if at this point of the game, I mean, that literally only took 4 minutes and 5 seconds off of the clock. It was quick, but in the same sense, it was also slow because Detroit can't afford for that time to come off the clock like that.
Poised and control is what I feel from this team. And you can feel their athleticism. You can feel that on all levels of their team.
You know, and Emery Hunt and I of the NFL Game Plan, we talked a little bit earlier this season multiple times. Is Nevada going to be the next WFA powerhouse? I mean, you're up here now watching them. What do you feel about that statement?
Well, I definitely like to see them playing in Division I and get them up with the top teams and see what they can do against the Bostons and the DC and the Minnesotas of this.
So Hilton picks up the ball back at the 7-yard line, escapes a few tackles, makes it up to about the 14-yard line before she's taken down by, I'm just going to call it a storm cloud.
There you go.
We knew I'd get the dad joke in there eventually. So a bunch of storm clouds tackle Hilton, and Detroit will start 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line with 10:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter. My name is Brian Sweeney. With me is Donna Wilkinson, a multiple gold medal winner in women's football and a member of the Women's Football Hall of Fame. Great to see you again this season. Always a blast to broadcast with you. You bring such an insight to the game that I don't think many people would be able to do. So I appreciate you very much for that.
I love being here. I love being a voice of women's football. I started in 2001 when the league started, and it's been a great ride.
So Hilton takes the snap, hands off right away to Clarissa Tullis. Tullis up the right-hand side of the field, escapes a few tackles, makes it up to about the 27-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Metro Health first down for the Detroit Dark Angels.
Yeah, and good push up there by the offensive line, giving her a nice seam to run through.
We look at the replay here. It was a little bit of a high snap, but right away she was brought down by Hilton, hands it to Tullis, gets a couple blocks. You know, and it was really number 8 there for Nevada, Masha Hicks, who slowed down that run. So 1st and 10 for Detroit from their own 27-yard line. The snap is back. It's instantly handed off to number 3. That's Meyer Terrell. She breaks it onto the right-hand side, manages to pick up about 3 yards. We're going to see where they give the official measurement here. Okay, so they are going to give her that extra yards for her reach. I was curious to see if they were going to do that. I saw her stretch out. I'm glad the sideline official there spotted it correctly. So it's going to be 2nd down and 5.
It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Detroit as they get to the 32.
So 9 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter here. Detroit needs to go the distance. This is the drive that is going to define the rest of the game for the Detroit Dark Angels. Hilton waits for the snap. She keeps the ball herself, goes up the middle. She was trying to get the first down. Looks like she picked up about 3 of the 5 yards remaining. So it is going to be a 3rd down and 2 for the Dark Angels.
Looks like she ran over her own player trying to get that first down. See if we can see on the replay here. Just tucks it. Yeah, it kind of runs over 83 there.
Yep, that's 83. That's Liang Tuck. Convenient that you use the word tucks it in there. Unfortunately, Tuck got in Hilton's way. Easy to shake it off. You got another opportunity here. It's only 3rd down. Hilton lines up under center. Ball is snapped. She keeps the ball herself again. They're forcing the pile.
Looks like she was
and they're going to give
ball.
her the first down there. Ooh. She got enough for the first down with the quarterback keeper, so it is going to be another Metro Health first down. Hilton keeps the ball and keeps the drive alive for the Detroit Dark Angels. Metro Health first down. Thank you, Metro Health Sports Medicine, for your sponsorship of this WFA Women's Football Alliance National Championship.
Good start to this drive by the Dark Angels. Just moving the ball, getting that first down, getting some rhythm.
So Hilton, she's got a runner to her left, 2 receivers up high. She looks to her right, looks to her left, decides she's going to keep the ball, does a quick little pitch. Ooh. Intended for number 38. Tellis falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
She had number 8, Marcy, open over the middle of the field. If she had just kind of looked up, she was kind of sitting around the 45-yard line with nobody around her.
You can see on the replay here. Let's see if we can see number 8 open. No, we aren't able to see that. And looks like she might have been hit as she was releasing the ball, which is why it went behind Tullis on that attempt. So 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. 7:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter. So Hilton hands off the ball right away, met in the backfield. Number 21 from Nevada, that's Jade Sanchez with the big, looks like a 5-yard loss on that play for Detroit.
Sanchez and the Storm came on a big blitz that play. Everyone breaking through the line. Sanchez coming up with the tackle.
So it's officially registered as a loss of 4, so it's 2nd down and 14.
First charge timeout, Detroit.
And there's going to be a timeout called by the Detroit Dark Angels here.
Well, and a great example of why Coach Chris Garza is the WFA Coach of the Year. You can just see it in motion. You can see his team adjusting. You can see what they're doing on offense, the diversity of their plays. Everything that they're doing has been successful so far tonight.
So as the sun goes down and the lights come up, 7:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 15 for the Detroit Dark Angels. Hilton waits for the snap. She's got a running back to her right, 3 receivers to her left, 1 to her right. Right away, somebody threw. It's a quick little pitch, number 3, Meyer Trurl. Meyer Trurl gets up the field. She's going to have enough. She stretches, leaps forward, and they give her the first down.
That was a nice little screenplay there. Get her receivers out in front blocking. At first, it didn't look like she was going to make it, but she stretches forward for the first down.
Pretty exciting to see another Metro Health first down.
And there you see both receivers out in front and offensive line. Just enough.
So Detroit now 1st and 10. They're on their own 48-yard line, looking to get into Nevada territory. Donna said they needed a first down. They got it on the last play. Hilton waits for the snap. Snap is up a little bit high. She drops back, lets one go right away. It's caught. That is a complete pass to number 8. That's Harsvelt, and that is another Metro Health first down. So whatever Detroit did on that last time out, they are having success right now with back-to-back first down plays.
Yeah, nice route there. Just runs a little slant route. Gets inside the linebacker. Picks up that first down.
Zenith, of course, one of the big sponsors of the Women's Football Alliance. We thank them for everything that they do for the league. Hilton takes the snap, hands off right away. We have a flag in the backfield. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But in the meantime, Meyer Turl runs the ball and has a loss of yardage. So we'll have to see what the flag is in the backfield here.
Also number 54 in on the tackle, Gary Mackey.
Illegal shift, offense. The penalties decline. Second down.
So an illegal shift by the Dark Angels is declined by Nevada. They would rather have that loss of yardage. Can't say I blame them on that. So it's going to be second down. We can see on the replay here.
Well, Nevada shifted their defense. They now have a 3-down lineman with a nose guard, putting extra DB on the field to try to cover this passing game that Detroit's come out with this quarter.
Which has been successful so far. Second down, Hilton back, waiting for the pass. She's got 3 receivers to her left. Nobody up top other than a lone running back. The snap is up. She ends up throwing it to the right. She's looking for a completion play. Attended for number 18, Sarah Kirkos, does fall incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Nevada just content to set back in coverage, not really rushing hard up front. Plenty of time to get that ball off. Just outstretch the reach.
You know, one of the great things about that play is you look at the incomplete pass there just out of the hands of number 18, Kirkos, is the fact that Detroit were heavy with receivers on the left, chose to throw it to the right, hoping to catch Nevada off guard.
Well, she had a step. If it had been put right on her, that could have been a reception.
So it's 3rd down and 12 for the Detroit Dark Angels. Hilton waits for, well.
That's a movement everywhere.
Delay game.
It's a delay
Offense.
of game.
5-yard
With that
penalty.
delay of game here
3rd
while
down.
they reconvene, let's throw it down to Pat with an injury update. Pat, what do you have for us?
Well, Brian, it's not an injury update. It's just a defensive update. As you see, Nevada has changed their defensive strategy, knowing that they're up by a lot. So they changed, going to have all the receivers stay underneath, try and put pressure on the quarterback. It's a bend and don't break attitude that the Nevada Storm is taking at it.
So at 3rd and 17, Hilton launches one deep into the air, and it's complete to number 4, Danielle Kearse. Danielle Kearse with the huge first down for the Detroit Dark Angels. Picks up multiple yards on that play, and it is going to be 1st and 10 from the Nevada 18-yard line.
Kearse ran a deep corner route on that play. See her here pressing the defender back, makes a nice break, gets some separation. Good throw, right on target. Detroit's in business.
Snap is up. She hands it off right away. That's number 38, Clarissa Tullis. Tullis picks up another 10 yards, and once again, we have another Metro Health first down for Detroit. So we had back-to-back first down plays, a couple miscues, and then back-to-back first down plays once again.
Yep, good job up front. She doesn't get touched till she gets 10 yards down the field, and then she picks a couple more yards after contact.
So Tullis is not giving up anytime soon for the Detroit Dark Angels, nor is anybody on that team for that matter. Looks like they're going to keep Harsfeld in at the quarterback position for right now. She waits for the snap. She's got a receiver to her wide left, closer one to her top right. Hands off to Tullis again. Tullis is met in the backfield by a couple Nevada Storm players. He gets back up to the original line of scrimmage, but it is going to be 3rd down and goal, still from the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Nevada a little bit better that time up front, but they put 4 down linemen. They went out of that 3-man front, and that helped them get a little bit better penetration.
And excuse me, it's 3rd down and 1 from the 10-yard line. So here we go. Hartsfeld waits for the snap. She's got Tullis to her left. Keeps it herself, met in the backfield right away. We do have some flags on the play. Looks like it is going to be a false start on Detroit.
Oh, that's probably a good thing, as they didn't pick up anything on that play, and it'll give them another shot at 3rd down.
Right. Third and 7 as opposed to 4th and 2.
Timeout
You
for
have
injury.
2 opportunities still.
The way they've been moving the ball this drive, you'd think they can come back. Another opportunity to pass the ball.
So we do have an injury timeout on the field. Looks like one of the Detroit players is being attended to. We have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left of the third quarter. My name is Brian Sweeney. I'm with, as always, Donna Wilkinson. Donna, we are at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, of all places.
It's powerful being here. Just thinking about all the NFL Hall of Fame players who have played in this stadium in the Hall of Fame games, who have been honored here. It's a great honor to be here.
All athletic tape today has been generously provided by KT Tape. Now you can get 15% off your KT Tape needs when you subscribe to their email newsletter. KT Tape is the official kinesiology tape of the WFA and a proud sponsor of women's sports everywhere. And of course, that's Clarissa Tullis, number 38 of the Detroit Dark Angels, who is doing everything in her power to play a strong game, multiple yards on the ground, picking up the big first downs when Detroit has needed it so far.
We can't even see. It's beautiful.
So 3rd down and 7. Hilton back in. Hilton takes the snap, releases the ball right away. She's got somebody in the end zone. It was number 18. So that was Sarah Kirkos, who's the intended receiver. Not complete to her. It's going to bring up 4th down for Detroit.
Well, that was a nice play by Detroit. They ran a post from the outside and a corner from the inside. Looked like one of the defenders tripped. Just unable to get the ball in her hands.
So definitely 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of the Division II Women's Football Alliance National Championship game. When you're down by 25 points, as the Dark Angels find themselves, every 4th down is a 4th down that you have to play.
Everything matters at this point.
Hilton takes the snap. Looks to get rid of the ball. She's got a receiver wide open. That's complete to number 34, Jessica McKenzie in for the touchdown. Detroit does what they need to do. They go down the field from their own 12-yard line all the way into the Nevada Storm end zone. And Jessica McKenzie gets them up higher on that scoreboard.
Yes, nice throw, nice route there, getting right into the space in between those linebackers, giving the quarterback a good opportunity to feed that ball in there for the first touchdown of the game for the Detroit Dark Angels.
So we're going to see Sarah Monty attempt the point after for Detroit. Snap is up, the kick is up, and it is good. And like that, Detroit has closed in on Nevada with a score of 28-10. 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, they've got to feel good about that offensive effort. Gives them some hope to keep building off of. But now the big key is, can they stop this Nevada offense that has been in control, that has been dominant this entire game?
Lip guards for the Detroit Dark Angels and the Nevada Storm have provided by Shock Doctor, the #1 mouth guard in the world. Protection, courage, and swagger. Get them all in a Shock Doctor lip guard. Follow us at Shock Doctor. Thank you to Shock Doctor, the official lip guard of the Dark Angels and the Nevada Storm. So we saw some pictures of some fans here. It's great to see fans from all over the league. We have 6 great teams here this weekend. We've already seen the Derby City Dynamite become the Division III national champions when they beat the Arizona Outcast earlier this afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have the All-American game, which will have the Eastern Conference versus the Western, or the National Conference versus the American Conference. And then tomorrow night, the Boston Renegades look to win their 3rd national championship in a row as the Minnesota Vixen in their 23rd season look to finally win that first national championship. A great weekend of football, fans from all over the country here. Even fans whose teams aren't here have made the trip to Canton, Ohio for this weekend of national championship football.
Well, if you're in the Canton area, definitely come out and check out this game live. If you're not in Canton, you can watch it on ESPN3 tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
It's actually on For the Fans
For
Network.
the Fans Network. Sorry about that.
Oh, not quite. Yeah, this definitely needed to be a flag on there. I think the Nevada player was a little overzealous in that tackle. That was number 11. So Nevada, 1st and 10 from Detroit's 46-yard line.
Here's this formation Detroit has trouble with.
High snap picked up right away by Plummer. Plummer finds a hole on the right-hand side, heads back up the center of the field, breaks a couple tackles before being taken down by number 25. That's Jessica Brown of the Detroit Dark Angels, but not before Nevada picked up 8 more yards.
Yeah, I just don't think Detroit knows where the ball is going when they line up in this formation, because sometimes they'll run it and pull everybody around like they did here. Oftentimes they'll cut back under with a running back going the opposite direction, and it's really kept Detroit off balance all game.
Well, and you have so many different people that Nevada is snapping the ball to. This time it's snapped to Etchen. Etchen finds a hole on the right-hand side, gets enough for the first down. That was a clean takedown. We're not going to throw
no contact,
no laundry on that. Nicole Guzman with a nice clean tackle. Prevented more yardage, but of course Nevada gets another Metro Health first down.
Yeah, Nevada's been real consistent this game, moving the ball. It just it seems like Detroit's going to have to do something different on defense if they want to stop them.
So 1st and 10 from Detroit's 30-yard line. Nevada, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. Detroit, 6 possessions, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. That's the biggest thing, is those times that Detroit had the ball, but they weren't able to be successful with it. Snap to Etchen. Etchen hands off. Looks like that's number 18. Number 18 with the ball. She's run up the field. That's Sarah Galangelo.
Yeah, once they pull, there's just no one in that gap. It's wide open.
And so Nevada with another Metro Health first down. Now 1st and 10 from Detroit's 16-yard line. Nevada, when they run the ball, they're running it with large chunks of yardage. They're not doing little short 2-yard, 3-yard gains. This time is Felker waiting for the snap. She keeps the ball. She runs up the right-hand side, finds a hole.
See, Detroit put all their linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, and I don't think that helps them at this point, because they're not getting a chance to read where the pull is coming from and then fire into that gap. They're all kind of getting blocked out of the play, and it's almost putting Nevada in the position that they want them in by putting those linebackers up on the line of scrimmage like that.
So gain of 7 that time for Felker, brings up 2nd down and 3 for the Nevada Storm. 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of this Division II National Championship game. Nevada on top, 28-10 over the Detroit Dark Angels. Felker waits for the snap. She's got Plummer to her right. Direct snap to Plummer. Plummer goes to the left. Felker throws a little block. Plummer gets through a couple tackles, and she's in for another touchdown for the Nevada Storm. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns.
Beast mode Plummer. She's not going to be stopped tonight, ladies and gentlemen. She's got the fire, got the will, and she's got that offensive line out blocking for her.
We talked about how she was having some hip issues. The second half of this game, 2 possessions for Nevada, 2 touchdowns for Plummer.
Yeah, I don't think the hip's hurting her too bad.
In a game like this, you'd play through it.
Shoot, I played through a broken back. I've played through getting injections in my broken toes. I mean, when you're in this game, you play through anything if you can possibly do it. And credit to her for being tough and sticking with it.
So Plummer's getting ready to go for the 2-point conversion. Etchen throws the ball up into the air. Nobody there. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter, where the Nevada Storm are up over the Detroit Dark Angels by a score of 34-10. We will be back for the 4th quarter, and great excitement from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium here in Canton, Ohio on For the Fans Network.
Today's game is fueled by Time Performance, the official nutrition partner of the Women's Football Alliance. Time Performance uses science and education to help the body recover and perform at peak levels. Thank you to Time Performance for helping to power the WFA all the time. So you can see we are 1 quarter remaining here.
Oh, there you go. Got a block.
Escapes a couple tackles at the 40, finally taken down at the 25. Donna, you're going to have to tell me who that was. I was busy reading the advertising spot there during the kickoff.
Oh, it was a nice kick, and she basically just gets off the edge.
Number 38. We should have known it was Clarissa Tullis when we saw her run.
Nice
up
to get
that
a little
left side
speed
of
out there on kick return.
Timeout for injury.
She's up, moving on her own power, which is always great to see, making her way to the sideline. Hey, Pat, what do you have for us down there?
Well, as you see, if you can look to Detroit sideline, you got our hands on the hips. Heads are starting to bow down, but if you take a look at that extra kick return, Detroit is not giving up. Nevada's saying, hey, we might have a big lead, but we got to play until the game is over because Detroit's not going to give up. So it's an exciting game, and nothing's ruled out yet.
Number 11, Aaron Payton finds a hole on the left, and she goes up for another Metro Health first down.
Detroit picking up right where they left off last drive, moving the ball, getting a little seam. First down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Detroit. The great thing about being on the 12-yard line is that if they don't get it in the end zone, they still have an opportunity to pick up another first down. With 14:23 remaining in the 4th quarter, they don't have a lot of time to put up 24 more points.
Now they've got to score quick and figure out how to stop this Nevada offense.
Hilton waits for the snap. She's got 2 receivers to her right. She's looking to her left, releases the ball up the center, almost intercepted, knocked down by number 80, Ashley Osborne for the Nevada Storm. It was in her hands.
A lot of pressure on the quarterback that time. Nevada just rushed 4, but their 2 defensive ends put a lot of pressure on her.
You can see here the ball went right in to Ashley's hands. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to hold on to it. You know she's disappointed in that. But she probably has a lot of excitement going right now because she knows that her team is up by 24 points with 14 minutes remaining in this championship game.
Doesn't matter. You still want to catch that ball.
Hilton waits for the snap. We do have flags on the play. It will be whistled dead.
Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So we go from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15 for Detroit. They're moving the wrong direction, unfortunately.
Still in field goal range with their kicker, but at this point in the game, you really got to score touchdowns. 3 points is not going to catch you up quick enough.
2 timeouts remaining for Detroit, should they elect to need to use one. 3 timeouts remaining for Nevada. See some fans there with some signs in the stands, excited to cheer their teams on to victory, having a great time here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Hilton takes the snap, looks for a pass. Pass is bobbled in the air, caught by number 34, Jessica McKenzie.
Kenzie did a great job holding onto that ball, bouncing out her hands, good concentration.
3rd down and 3. For Detroit, ball's on the 5-yard line.
Hilton waits for the snap. Kind of had a feeling she was going to keep the ball. She's waiting for her offensive line to push her. We got a helmet off. Definitely enough for a first down, though.
87 from Detroit must go out for 1 play by rule. Got to go out 1.
So 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for Detroit. What hurts them here, though, is because it was Hilton's helmet that came off. She does have to leave for 1 play per rule. You can see on the replay here, her entire offensive line is the assistance on that first down conversion.
Yeah, and you can kind of feel that coming when she went under center. Detroit in good position here, 1st and goal from the 1. See if they can punch it in.
We talked about a little bit earlier how great it is that both of these teams have multiple players that can take a snap. So when situations like this happen where Hilton has to go out for a play,
Detroit.
So Detroit does elect to use one of those 2 timeouts that we just mentioned here with 12:42 remaining.
This is an important score for them here. Got to get the score, got to figure out a way to get a stop. But without the score, it doesn't matter.
So, you know, if you're Keith Thomas, the head coach of the Detroit Dark Angels right now, you look at the scoreboard. I mean, in reality, when you look at how frequently these drives have been, I mean, most of these drives have been 4-minute drives resulting in points. You were successful with an onside kick after your field goal to open the game. 24 points is not impossible to do with this much time left if they can play smart decision-making football.
But I think that's a good point. They need to score, and I think they also need to go early for some onside kicks, or maybe a modified onside kick, get it over that first line like they did on that first play of the game. Do something to try to get the ball right back in their hands, not give Nevada another chance to go right down in 4 minutes and score.
You know, Nevada's on the verge of doing something here that really isn't done in football. They won a Division III national championship, and they're flirting with winning a Division II national championship. You're playing typically larger teams. You're playing stronger and faster women. So for them to be having this success, to looking at having an undefeated season, is something that their entire state should be proud of.
Yeah, it's a good story, and got to be proud of the work that they've done in
But
building
just
their
like
franchise.
that, Detroit is pushed in for the touchdown. And of course, number 87, Hilton, they used that timeout to give her time to rest, and she is in for a touchdown. And now Detroit has had back-to-back touchdown drives. Once again, they keep it on the ground, and
good push up front. Looks like she's in.
they're in for the 2-point conversion. So our new score is the Nevada Storm with 34 and the Detroit Dark Angels with 18. 12 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in this Division II National Championship. You can see the ball was kept there by Hilton, and she was pushed into the end zone, much as she was for the touchdown, but this time for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, good job there, Detroit, coming out with a strong drive, getting the touchdown that they needed. Let's see if they can either get the ball back on some sort of kick or get a stop on defense.
So Aiden Nation, of course, one of the official sponsors of the National Championship weekend. Plenty to do here at the Hall of Fame Village. Earlier today, the Cleveland Browns hosted a girls and young women in football clinic. They had 80 young women there learning the game, playing the game with a bunch of these players that are out here today and will be with us tomorrow as well. Tomorrow, of course, we have what's the word I'm looking for?
All-Star game.
The All-American, the All-Star game. Yep, we have that.
Game.
During the halftime of that game, we will have league MVPs announced for this season. And during halftime of the Division I National Championship game tomorrow night, many women will be honored for breaking barriers in professional football.
It's great to be here. An important time in women's football. You know, challenged with the COVID last year, but all these teams really work through it and doing their best to come back strong. And always nice to honor the women that have gone before and broken barriers and been a part of building the history of women's football, which is now in its 21st year, and our current emanation of women's tackle football, though we do know it existed back in the 70s, back in the 60s. It's existed for several time periods, but this is the first time that it's come and it's stuck, and it's time.
Sarah Monty with the kick.
There we go.
And it does go the 10 yards required. It is picked up right away, though.
Well, they're thinking the same thing I was, but the only problem when you do an onside kick is that you give Nevada a good field position to start this drive.
Touchdown. So snap is up. It's handed right away. Plummer breaks to their left. There's a little bit of a flag there. I think I know what the call's going to be. Oh, whoa, the ball popped out. The ball's in number 38, Carissa Tullis's hands. Detroit is in for a touchdown. We're waiting to see what the official calls are. We see...
Now we've got a player down.
She ran the ball back. So we'll have to wait and see after the officials talk what happened.
Injury timeout.
I thought initially there might have been a defensive face mask.
Which I saw that as well when I made the comment that I think I know what the flag was for.
We'll have to see what the officials saw. That's a big play. That could be a game changer and give Detroit a real opportunity.
Clarissa did exactly what any player needs to do in a situation like that. There was no whistle being blown, so she continued to play the game.
Absolutely, got to play through to the whistle.
So that is Plummer being helped off the field.
Yeah,
still waiting to see from our referee what not only the penalty is, but what's going on currently on the field.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, defense number 4, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Yep.
Automatic first down.
So there was a face mask, a 15-yard face mask, and based on the fact that Detroit does not have a touchdown, it's going to tell me that Plummer was down by contact before the ball was stripped. We can see on the play there her knee is down.
But it's not going to matter with the defensive face mask call. You're going to get the ball back with a 15-yard penalty. And yeah, and you can see her get wrapped up. Not only neck got wrapped, but her legs got wrapped a little hard too. A little more pressure on that hip.
So the handoff is to number 1, Felker. Felker finds a hole up the center, gets about 5 yards on the play.
Curson on the tackle.
12 minutes remaining in this game. 2nd down and 5. Nevada looking to make 6 possessions into 6 touchdowns. Waiting on the snap. It's a direct snap this time to number 14. That's Allison Adams. Adams up to the left-hand side, picks up about 3 on the play. Going to make it 3rd down and 2.
And Garza doing what he wants. 4 yards, 3 yards at a time. Keep moving the ball, moving the sticks. Doesn't need to do anything fancy. Doesn't need 30, 40-yard plays.
And each time Nevada snaps the ball, they are watching that play clock, and they're using as much time as possible, not going to leave Detroit with any time to work with. Felker, direct snap, does a spin, goes up the center, gets enough for the first down. That's another Metro Health first down for the Nevada Storm. And the clock continues to run with 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this game.
Well, I don't think I've seen that one before. Instead of giving an option, she just spins around. Whoop.
Of the Minnesota Vixen, both circled July 24th on their calendar in red, knowing that they would be meeting each other. Felker in motion. Moechkin gets the snap. Quick little dump up the middle, number 14. That's Allison Adams on the reception. Excuse me, number 44, I apologize. That's Naisha Washington that got that little reception for a few yards.
That was a good play with the pressure Detroit's putting on. Just a little more speed there with Kursk.
Injury
able to make that tackle for minimal gain.
So once again, we have an injury timeout for Detroit this time. It's a defensive player sitting down on the 12-yard line. That's number 4, Curse. The Detroit Dark Angels, Danielle Curse, a wide receiver when she's on offense, out of Detroit, Michigan. You know, when we get to these games, we don't necessarily get a lot of access to the different players. We don't get as much access to the coaches as we would like. So a lot of what we do is done on our own, sitting on our laptops, sitting on our phones, making phone calls as you did to get some information. What do you find most challenging about these games for you as a broadcaster?
I don't find much challenge to it. I come out and I watch the game and I feel it. I usually watch from a defensive perspective so I can kind of see how the flow to the ball is going. And, you know, for me, it's kind of natural.
So Plummer's the ball carrier. She's back on the field. Obviously, that last injury still was not enough to end the game for her, which is great to see. We don't want to see these players injured.
But I'll tell you what my favorite part is. My favorite part is actually getting to know the players, getting to know the stories, getting to know who these ladies are, what their background is, what they've done to get here, because so many women have gone through so much to be able to play football. When you get to know what they're doing, it's really inspirational, and it's inspiring for not only the women around, but for guys, and for them to see what we've been able to do to create this league and to create this opportunity for generations to come.
Well, and you talked about what these women have had to do to get to this point. I mean, this is a league where they're paying their fees, they're paying their uniforms, they're paying for their own travel. So to get to this game requires heart, dedication, and fundraising.
Absolutely.
So Michelle Etchen waits for the snap. Snap is high. She hands it off. Good tackle in the backfield that time.
Second charge timeout. Nevada.
So Nevada elects to use their second timeout, which will leave them with one timeout remaining for the last 8 minutes and 27 seconds, which matches Detroit's one timeout that they have remaining for the last 8 minutes and 27 seconds. 34-18 is your score right now. This is Brian Sweeney with Donna Wilkinson. They're showing the fans there. That's actually my wife on the screen right now, sitting next to James Brown, one of the co-owners of the Minnesota Vixen, and Adam Griffin, who used to be a coach for the Minnesota Vixen. So it's great to see past coaches and stuff coming to these games. I'm sure when she finds out that I pointed her out on television, I'll hear about it.
I'll be real excited to hear that, absolutely.
At least I know she
Gotta
can.
give your wife some love on the game.
That's right. It's so much fun at home when we're writing scripts and things. I mean, she's the photographer for the Minnesota Vixen, has been since 2016. So she, of course, travels with me to all the games as well. So,
and that's great. It's got to be fun to have your partner with you, and there's a lot of that in women's football. People coming together, traveling, you know, doing it all for the love of the game.
Exactly. So 4th down and 9 for the Nevada Storm. Etchen receives the snap. No, it's handed off to number 14. That's Allison Adams, who's taken down in the backfield, and Detroit has done something for the first time this game. They've stopped Nevada from scoring.
Yeah, that was a great defensive effort there. Great job by the corner to keep contained, not letting her get outside. That's Erin Payton on the tackle.
So Detroit now 1st down and 10.
Expected Detroit to come out and throw a little bit more this drive.
Definitely. Hilton waits for the snap. She's got 2 receivers to her left, 2 receivers to the right, looks to her left, lets the ball go. Ball is caught. That's number 18, Sarah Kirkos, with the catch. Gets about 5 yards on the play, give or take here. We'll see what the official spot is. Clock keeps running with 8 minutes and 4 seconds remaining.
We'll see if Detroit has a little more up-tempo offense that they can run, or if they have to run at the same pace that they've been doing all game.
Timeout. Offensive injury.
So we have an offensive injury here, and this is where your clock management, you know, has to come into play. We watched 10 seconds. We're accurate here. 2nd down and 5. Ball on the 26-yard line. 3rd down, excuse me. Hilton waits for the snap. Hands it off right away. A little tripped up in the backfield is number 38. Tullis is the ball carrier. Loss of 2 on that play.
And once again, that was Sanchez firing in. Although she didn't make the tackle, she influenced that play. Allowed her teammate to come behind, wrap it up.
So we got the down corrected on the scoreboard. Our to-go is still incorrect. So let me look down at the field, do the math here, count the hash marks. I'm showing 4th down and 8.
You've got it.
I'm used to high school ball where they don't give it to me. Spent a lot of time counting.
There's a big 4th down play here for the Dark Angels and their own 22-yard line.
Hilton, lots of time to throw, almost picked off by Jesse Felker, but Felker's actually better off to not have caught that ball because it will give her team better position with 7:01 remaining in the fourth quarter.
She rushed the throw into double coverage. Might have had a better shot if she tried hitting one of her receivers on the right-hand side where she had twins set up.
So 1st and 10 for the Nevada Storm. Once again, unfortunately, Detroit turns over on downs after back-to-back touchdowns. So just when I thought that Detroit was going to make a game of this in the last quarter of the game, it changed a little bit.
Well, Nevada's defense held, and they came back and made a key stop. Now they've got great field position.
So Nevada 1st and 10 from the Detroit 22.5-yard line. It's a high snap to Plummer. Plummer escapes one tackle, gets into another one, and is taken down almost instantaneously by Danielle Kearse, the Detroit Dark Angels, for a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, that was a nice job of Griswold firing off the ball and getting in the backfield, almost getting that initial sack.
And maybe she had a little bit of a jump.
She was on it.
Plummer comes off for a play. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this championship game. Nevada up 34-18. The snap is direct to Etchkin. She's running up the sideline. She breaks one tackle, breaks another through the 10, to the 5, to the 1, into the end zone for another Nevada Storm touchdown.
Once again, Nevada with numbers to the edge. Everybody out in front blocking.
It's amazing when you look at this from a statistical standpoint that a team can possess the ball 7 times and put it into the end zone 6 of those times.
Yeah, this will go down in history as probably one of their greatest offensive performances of all time. And what a place to do it. National championship game, Hall of Fame Stadium.
So Nevada going for the 2-point conversion. Number 33. That's Andy Jackson in for the 2 points. So Nevada now with 42 points to Detroit's 18. 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game.
And that's really the dagger. Like right when you get out here, you just got too many people out in front. Got the numbers. Just so impressed with how all these players get out in front and blocking. Great job there. Was that 51?
Yep.
Just an excellent block. Got to give her credit.
Must have been 54 because Carrie Mackey, number 54 on that block. 42-18 over the Detroit Dark Angels. 6:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Carell's kick is up. And
I think she stepped out of bounds before she received that ball. Let's see what he calls.
Let's see what the lineman calls here. He's
call.
giving it to Nevada.
Right on the field is the kicking team fumbled the ball. Excuse me, the receiving team fumbled the ball, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Nevada.
First down, Nevada.
See on the replay here. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like that was a close play, but we don't have replay out here, so that's going to stand as called.
I'm going to say the ball was in her hands before she stepped out.
Okay, we'll take your call.
I've been wrong multiple times. So 5:56 remaining. Brian Sweeney here with Donna Wilkinson, as always, for the Women's Football Alliance National Championship game. Here's a different view. Okay, now on that view, I would say she did not have control of the ball before she stepped out. I told you I've been wrong.
You only can see what you
Snap
can
is up to Etchen. Etchen has the ball. It's a backwards pass to number 1, Felker.
Oh.
Felker releases the ball.
Looked like she was throwing to Detroit Dark Angel. Only one out there in the vicinity.
Where I saw the ball land, I did not see a blue jersey.
You are correct about that.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball on Detroit's 40-yard line. 5:53 remaining. Nevada up 42-18 over the Detroit Dark Angels.
Interesting, Nevada going with a double pass, up 42-18.
They're getting ready for
pulling it
Division
out.
1.
That looks like it.
Etcher takes the snap, hands off right away to number 8, Masha Hicks. Hicks up to the center of the field, avoids a couple tackles, gets a first down.
Yeah, you can really see these plays right off the bat developed. You see the space, you see the holes.
Yep, so a Metro Health first down once again for Masha Hicks and the Nevada Storm. Great tackle. Good to see number 38, Clarissa Tullis, in on that tackle after her injury timeout. Always positive to see them back in a few plays later, especially contributing in such a way. So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line for the Nevada Storm. Snap is up, handed off right away to Felker. Felker up to the right-hand side, breaks a couple tackles, gains about 4 on the play. Great snap. Good to see Plummer. Plummer being pushed back by Detroit. They're going to give her forward progress of about 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. So Donna, Nevada came into this game the favorite, but they came into the season with no expectations placed upon them. If it holds true that they have to move up to Division I next season, what expectations do you think not only they will have for themselves, but the rest of the league will have for them?
Well, I think that they can compete with the Division I teams. When you see the diversity of their offense, when you see the speed of their skill position, and what really matters in Division I is the offensive line, defensive line. And their line is getting out and moving, they're pulling. They're as active as any offensive line that you see in Division I. So I would expect if they move up, that they get a chance to compete and, you know, do well.
Masha Hicks is the ball carrier on that last play, got them up to the line of scrimmage. So 4th down here. No reason for Nevada to do anything special. Just let the clock wind down as much as possible. Run the ball. If you get the 4 yards and pick up the first down, great. If not, a turnover on downs here isn't going to cost you. Little trickery once again. And that's number 18, Sarah Colangelo, taken down in the backfield. And Detroit will take over on downs.
Well, they'll get one more possession, see if they can get a score. But this game is out of reach at this point. And let's just see what kind of fire Detroit can have coming out with their last drive.
2:52 remaining. Nevada up 42-18 over the Detroit Dark Angels. 1 timeout for each team. We're at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in the beautiful Canton, Ohio. About an hour and 20 minutes south of Cleveland. I believe that's about how long it took me to drive down here after I flew in yesterday. It's number 87, Hilton for Detroit. Waits for the snap. Clarissa Tullis stands next to her. Hilton, pass almost intercepted by Felker for the Nevada Storm. Instead, it falls incomplete. Will bring up 2nd down and 10.
Felker had a beat on that ball. Looks like she's limping a little bit.
Last night, of course, was a lot of fun. After everybody checked in, there was a little bit of a meet and greet at one of the 3 host hotels that are needed to house all these teams this weekend. Got an opportunity to talk with the commissioner, a couple of the other board representatives, and people on the Players Advisory Committee as well. Good to see everybody there mixing, mingling, talking to each other, and having a wonderful time this weekend.
Yeah, the women's football family is strong and well.
So snap is up to Hilton. Hilton launches the ball. Oh, wonderful attempt by Danielle Kurse. Danielle Kurse did everything she could to catch that ball. Not quite able to hold on to it here. Hilton with plenty of time and really threw that ball up into the air into pretty much triple coverage.
And then she goes down on the field.
And also the Division I game will be broadcast on DirecTV channel 623 tomorrow night for those people that have that. So the injured player is off the field. Hilton takes the snap, looks downfield. She's got plenty of time, tucks the ball in, still looking for somebody to throw it to. And this time it's a little bit short. Intended for number 7, Sarah Brown.
Yeah, it's nice to see the NFL starting to support the women's game. We know the NBA supported women's basketball and really helped them get to the next level, and we haven't yet had that support from the NFL. So now that it's here and we're starting this partnership, you know, I can really see things moving forward and growing. And then you see what happened with Boston and Robert Kraft bringing in the Boston team here on the Patriots team jet. I mean, you know, it's a real honor to be a part of this game when it's now reaching that next level of interest and acceptance from the NFL.
To be upset about, they played a strong game. They came out right away early, went down the field, got a field goal. I personally thought that it was going to be Detroit with this exciting lead, this great lead towards the end of the game. But Nevada did what Nevada's done all season. They took their possessions of the ball and they ran them into the end zone with the exception of twice.
Yes, Detroit started so strong. You had that real first wave of energy come in, but the consistency of Nevada is really what won this game for them. Consistency, their offensive diversity, the pulling of the offensive line. You know, we'll probably see.
Formation. 5 members of the
I don't know.
team
I would give Plummer the MVP if I was calling it, but I would have to give it to that whole offensive line who's out blocking, getting downfield. That was an amazing effort that we've seen tonight, and maybe unparalleled in their team history to score on, what was it, 6 out of 7 possessions?
Yeah, they had touchdowns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8 possessions.
6 out of 8, so
yeah.
for this last possession, but that's just incredible. Any coach would be proud of that effort.
So we did have an illegal formation on that punt. And it looks like Nevada has elected to accept the penalty and make Detroit punt it a second time.
Well, interesting, they don't have anybody back to receive.
And the ball is going to settle right at the 48-yard line of Nevada. So with 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining in this Division II National Championship, I think it's safe to say Nevada is going to do what I don't believe any other team has done, and that's won a back-to-back national championship at 2 different tier levels.
Yeah, that's incredible, because when you look at the difference from Tier 1 to Tier 2 to Tier 3, the players get faster, the teams get bigger, they're stronger, and they've just come in and it's really a testament to their team and their organization, the work that they put in, the recruiting that they've done, because this is a tough job to do, and you know, that's a great story.
It is a great story. And the other thing that I noticed this evening, that almost every woman on this field is not used to is having a play clock on the field. Normally during the season, the back judge keeps that in his head and gives them a warning. And I'm not sure if that has come into play at all tonight.
As the play clock hits 0, the coach calls timeout as he's the one seeing it, and the quarterback
Third
does not.
timeout, Nevada.
So Nevada uses their third and final timeout. And let's look ahead to tomorrow here, Donna. So tomorrow we're going to have the All-American game.
3 o'clock.
And during that game, we will have the National League versus the American. And you're going to have some great players. Now, obviously, the Division I team players will not be participating in that game. So you're going to look for, your better, you look at Boston's quarterbacks and you look at Minnesota's quarterback. You look at Boston's rushers, Minnesota's rushers, receivers, etc. Not having those players in the game tomorrow because they're playing tomorrow night, in my opinion, is going to give it a whole new feeling where we're used to seeing the Nationals win the All-American year after year. I'm going to say it's going to be the American team this year.
All right, making a prediction.
Going on record to say the American Conference will win the All-American game tomorrow. I'm not going to predict the score, but it's going to be high. So Detroit is to the point where they are taking a knee. Nevada is taking a knee. We're in the final minute of this game. The water is already being dumped on Chris Garza. And it's like, they still got to run one more play.
That's all right. Victory formation. I think they've got this.
Are they going to look for a second pitcher of water, though? That's the question. I mean, this has really been an exciting game. We talked about how Detroit came out right away, went down the field and scored a field goal. But then they turned it over on downs twice, punted, and then it was the end of the half. So that first half, they came out of this game with 3 points. Second half, they were actually able to put together back-to-back touchdowns on their opening 2 drives of the third quarter. But then the fourth quarter, that fuse just got to the end, and it fizzled out, unfortunately.
Here we go, the Division II national champions, Nevada Storm.
Detroit.
So your final score is, oh no, they called a timeout. Detroit does not want Nevada to celebrate yet.
Oh, of course not. Detroit, thank you.
we were getting all ready to finalize our broadcast. I like that, though. It's kind of like icing the kicker.
Ice the celebration. We'll do it again.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. You got to give Detroit a credit. They saved that timeout just for that reason. They wanted to wait till the end of the game and wrecked Nevada's celebration. So 10 seconds left.
I don't think it's wrecking their celebration because they're going to be celebrating all night tonight. I have a feeling.
I'm actually at the Detroit hotel, so I have a feeling I will get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, well.
Unfortunately for them. And I like to party, so I would have been okay.
Yeah, it's a much different feeling on that losing sideline after a national championship. In my playing days, we went to 4 and had that 1 loss. And tell you what, that sits with you for a long time. And if nothing else, it presses you to get better.
See, and of course, Nevada has to run it here because it was 4th down.
And she's doing her best to run 7 seconds off the clock. I think Detroit's decided to stop chasing her.
I think Felker's just going to take that game ball all the way to the sideline. So there you have it, your final score. The Nevada Storm 42, the Detroit Dark Angels with 18 in the Aiden Nation Women's Football Alliance National Championship for Division II. Donna, how do you summarize this game, what we saw this evening?
I summarize this game with just great offensive execution by the Storm. Great job, great play calling, diverse formations, getting the ball in the hand of their athletes, and all those blockers out front blocking. You got to hand it to them. Well coached, well played, good discipline. All over, just a strong championship win tonight for the Nevada Storm.
And, you know, what we're seeing right now is something that I wish we saw on the men's side of this game. At the end of the game, the players come together, they congratulate each other, win or lose, and basically give the love. I mean, you see a couple players in the NFL maybe migrate to an end zone.
Yeah, you'll have
or
a handful
corner.
of guys come to the center of the field, and sometimes they'll kneel and they'll do their thing and they'll shake hands. But it really is nice to see all these women supporting each other, congratulating each other.
And we have Mr. Pat Brown with head coach Chris Garza of Nevada. Pat?
Coach Garza, first of all, congratulations on winning the national championship. But you have done something that I don't believe anybody else has done. Win a national championship in Division III, move up the first year in Division II, and win the national championship again. Tell me how that feels.
Oh man, it's just been a whole honor this whole weekend for us, and we're just really grateful to be here. Our ladies worked hard this whole year, and that perseverance is just showing what we do and on the field tonight. It's just amazing, and I can't even put into words how I feel right now.
Well, I know that you want to go over, celebrate with your team. Last question, what about next year, Division I?
I can't say Division I. All I know is next year we're going to have the players we're going to have, and we're going to take them again.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations once again. Thank you. Back to you, Brian.
So Sarah Colangelo is the MVP of the game for the Nevada Storm. Somebody that was kind of off our radar, but yet we still watched her have success on the field. I think it's a great choice for that award.
Well, you could have given this award to any number of players on that team. Congratulations, Sarah.
And I do apologize, they put the wrong graphic up there. They put 18, there we go. Now we have they had the Detroit's number 18, but here we go. The Sarah Colangelo from Reno, Nevada is your Division II National Championship MVP. And now the part that we love to see as the players get to come forward and collect the hardware.
Division II National Championship, sponsored by Zenith. The runners-up for $1,000 check, your Detroit Dark Angels.
Of course, congratulations to the Detroit Dark Angels. Head coach Keith Thomas for an amazing season. At $1,000, I mean, people look at that and they don't realize how important that is to the team for next season.
Absolutely. These teams are fundraising for every dollar that they receive, and any amount helps and supports the franchise. And any fans and people watching that are interested in supporting women's football, get involved, support the team, support the women. It's an important mission we're on.
Sponsored by Zenith, the $2,000 check, the best Storm.
Nevada Storm coming forward.
Help pay a little of their hotel costs.
Maybe some dry cleaning for the coach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
My goal in life is to get a giant check.
Stadium, the Hall of Fame Stadium. We'd like to introduce you to the 2021 Division II National Champions, sponsored by Zenith, the Nevada Storm.
And they're not tackling the commissioner.
Not yet.
Commissioner Lisa King, board member Wynn Dominy of the Mile High Blaze. Two women that are very important in making sure this weekend is as much of a success as it is. Thank them for everything they do throughout the season leading up to this weekend and making sure that it is a success.
Yeah, Lisa King, commissioner, also playing as well, double duty. A lot of love for the game here.
So there you have it. The Nevada Storm is your Division II national champions. 42 points to 18 for the Detroit Dark Angels. What an exciting game here at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. As always, my name is Brian Sweeney. Donna, I want to thank you for once again being a part of this broadcast. I look forward to tomorrow when we are back here for the Division I game at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Aiden Nation brought you the Women's Football National Championship on FTX Next Level Sports, and we will talk to you next year. Have a great night.